Welcome to Toras Imecha for Parshas Vayechi. This is a practical parenting video, and I'm delighted to have you with me. In Parshas Vayechi, of course, Yaakov gives blessings to all of his children. He blesses not just his children who are there in front of him. The blessings he gives actually extend for their descendants down to the Shvatim forever. There are certain qualities that Yaakov Avinu saw in Reuven, in Shimon, in Levi, and so on. He blessed them with strengthening of those qualities. He blessed them individually with what they have, with what they're going to need, and that blessing then extended down forever, so that from then on we have not just one path of what it means to be a Jew, but we have 12. We have 12 different Shvatim with 12 different paths through the Red Sea. Do you remember it split into 12 paths? Because each one has a perfectly good, valid, kosher, appropriate way to serve Hashem. It's all within the framework of Torah, but they're unique. And they were unique because those 12 boys were unique, not because they were all identical and Yaakov said, oh, but I want you to be like this and you to be like this. It says, Ish kavir chaso beirachosam. He blessed them with the strengths they already had within them. He looked at Yehuda, he said, Yehuda, you have leadership within you. I'm giving you the blessing of leadership. Your descendants should channel that leadership, should harness it, should use it for good things forevermore. And of course, this is so important to us as mothers, because one of the biggest challenges I think we face today in raising our children is the desire to just be like everybody else, to have what everyone else has, to do what everyone else does, to go where they go on winter break, to have the accessory or the pencil case or the watch or whatever it is that everybody else has, the clothing and the behavior, that if everybody else is doing something, our children want to do it as well. And it's gotten to the point that I think many of our children make decisions and take actions that if they would stop and think, is this really who I want to be? Is this really befitting of me? Is this really what Hashem wants of me? The answer would be no. But the question that they're asking themselves is really nothing more than, do I fit in? Do I look like everybody else? Am I like everybody else? And that's the exact antithesis of what Yaakov Avinu laid out to his children and to their descendants, to us, that we need to each look into ourselves. We need to find our own unique strengths, our own individual blessings that HaKadosh Baruch Hu put in us, and we need to use those to serve Hashem the way he wants to be served by us, not by everybody all together as one. There's a very popular piece of chinuch advice that I've heard many times, that if most of your children's friends have something or do something, then it becomes important for your child to have it as well. And I think it's an incredibly dangerous piece of advice, because it's not true. As long as from the day they were born, you have built up in them a sense of you are you, and we are going to treat you and give you and do for you what you need, not what everybody else needs. And this is the kicker, because it all begins with the parents. It really begins with the mother. Just like Yaakov Avinu couldn't give the Shvatim a blessing for their children without first blessing them, the fathers, so too our children can't access their individuality, their sense of self, their sense of right and wrong, unless they see it in their parents, unless we have it too. And I think this is an area we can all work on ourselves. I was in a coffee shop with my husband at one point, a long time ago, and two young women walked in, and they looked identical. They had the same pom-pom hat on, the same style fall, with the same sweater, the same boots. They were pushing the same strollers, I kid you not, and their babies were wearing the same style. My husband looked at me and he said, are they twins? They weren't even sisters. They were just two women who happened to wake up that morning and wear the exact same style and buy the exact same style of clothing and stroller and everything else, because what mattered to them was being like everyone else. And this is what everyone looks like. This is what everyone dresses. This is their style of shaitel. This is the stroller that they buy. It's really, really, really not what we're supposed to do. Not that there's anything wrong. I'm not trying to say that there's no avera, there's nothing immoral or wrong in what they did. But we want our children to be individuals who do the right thing no matter what everyone else is doing at any time. They need to see in us that we are making decisions for ourselves. What is right for me today? Not what is everyone else doing, not what is everyone else wearing, and not what is everyone else cooking for Shabbos, and not what everyone else, where they're going for a vacation, or when, how often they eat out or don't. Am I making decisions for myself based on what does Hashem want from me? What is right from me? And if they see that in us, they will then be able to have that in themselves, but it has to begin with us. And I think that is what the message I want to share for Parshas Vayechi. Yaakov Avinu did not give blessings to the descendants. He did, but he blessed the parents. He blessed the fathers, and he said, these are your qualities. Go, harness them, channel them, develop them, and your children will have it too, because in each and every one of the brachas was a nevuah for their descendants. You remember that? But it wasn't directed at the descendants, it was directed at the parents. And that's what I want to leave us with today, a message that we want our children to be individuals who know themselves, who are true to themselves, who have a sense of right and wrong, who make decisions based on what HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants from me today as his unique individual daughter. But the way to do that is to begin with ourselves and to make decisions and to show our children that we're making decisions that don't automatically necessarily look like everybody else's. They just look like what Hashem wants from me today. Have a wonderful day.